It's also about speed of money movement. In this series, we explored cash flow from 4 different angles: personal life, business survival, government stability. Today, we step back one final time. We look at the economy as a whole, because behind headlines about growth, recession, inflation or crisis, there is one quiet force moving underneath everything: cash flow. Economies don't stop because numbers change on paper. They slow down when money stops moving. Understanding this changes how we see booms, downturns and recovery, because the economy is not only about wealth, it's about circulation. Every economy is a network of paper. Workers are paid by companies. Companies are paid by customers. Governments are funded by taxes. Banks connect all of them through credit. For this system to function, money must keep moving continuously. And this movement is liquidity. Liquidity allows salaries to be paid, goods to be produced, and services to continue, and investments to happen. When liquidity is smooth, the economy feels stable. When liquidity tightens, pressure appears everywhere at once. Not gradually, but system-wide. And this is why economists watch liquidity as close as growth itself. Economic growth is not only about innovation or productivity. It's also about speed of money movement. When businesses receive payments quickly, they hire. When workers feel secure, they spend. When spending rises, companies invest. This creates a positive circulation loop. Cash flow accelerates activity. Activity supports growth. From an economic perspective, growth often begins not with new ideas, but with improved liquidity. And this is why policies that increase access to credit can rapidly stimulate economic expansion. And that's not because money was created magically, but because movement increased. Recessions rarely begin with a single dramatic event. They begin quietly when cash flow starts to slow. Businesses delay investment. Customers postpone spending. Banks reduce lending. Each decision seems small, but together they reduce circulation across the system. As money moves more slowly, production drops, employment weakens, confidence falls. And this is the real mechanics of recession. It's not simply because there's an economic decline, it's but shrinking cash movement. Recovery begins the same way in reverse. When confidence returns, circulation restarts and growth follows. Banks play a central role in economic cash flow. They do not only store money, they enable movement through lending. Credit allows spending and investment to occur before savings fully exist. This expands circulation. During stable periods, credit flows easily. During uncertainty, banks become cautious. Lending slows. And when lending slows, the entire economy feels tighter, even if total wealth has not changed. This is why financial crises are often called credit crises. Because when credit freezes, cash flow freezes with it. Cash flow is also closely connected to inflation. When money circulates too slowly, economies stagnate. When money circulates too quickly, prices rise rapidly. Stable economies aim for balance. Enough circulation to support growth, but not so much that purchasing power erodes. Central banks manage the balance through interest rates and liquidity policy. That's not to control individuals, but to stabilize system-wide cash movement. From an economic perspective, inflation is often less about greed or scarcity and more about speed. Economic stress appears first in liquidity signals. It begins with credit becomes harder to access. Payments take longer to arrive. Businesses hold more cash and spend less. Confidence weakens quietly before headlines appear. And these early signals matter because they reveal movement slowing beneath the surface. Economies rarely collapse without warning, but the warnings are subtle, and they are almost always connected to cash flow tightening. Across these 4 episodes, we have seen cash flow from every level of society. We started with personal calm, then we have business survival, government stability, and it ends with economic growth. Each perspective shows the same truth. Money itself is not the system, movement is. Wealth can exist without stability. Profit can exist without survival. Policy can exist without confidence. But without cash flow, none of them continue. Understanding cash flow means understanding the pools of modern life. Thanks for watching. My name is Remco Coerman and this is the Coerman Class, Finance and Business School, sponsored by Epic Edges. See you in the next series.